Okay, so you're having trouble deciding which of the new MacBook Pros to go for in terms of form factor, or you're thinking of getting one. Then this video might just be for you, and hopefully at the end of the video, it'll help you decide which one is better for your needs. Or maybe it's made things worse and you're no better compared to where you started off from. Either way, I'll go over some of the main reasons to choose either of these machines, and it will depend on your preference and how you intend to use a laptop and what kind of work you do. So let's start off with the main reasons for getting the 14-inch, and the obvious one is portability. It's much more compact compared to the 16-inch. It weighs less at 1.6 kilos compared to the 16-inch, which weighs 2.1 kilos. That's a difference of 500 grams, which doesn't sound much, and to put things into perspective, it's the weight of a pack of flour or a pack of pasta. Again, may not be too much, but when you're carrying something on your backpack or bag for a long period of time, and it does start to weigh in on you, and the general ergonomics of the 14-inch is much more manageable. You can easily carry it around with you with one hand, it fits in most bags and backpacks, and it's a pretty nice laptop when it's on your lap. Oh, and the power brick on the 14-inch is much smaller compared to the 16-inch, meaning less weight to carry with you. Okay, I've just said that the 16-inch MacBook Pro charger is heavier than the 14-inch one. Actually, that's not the case for whatever reason. I weighed them both, and the 16-inch actually weighs less, but just takes more size. So just want to make that correction. Let's get back to the video. And yes, although the 16-inch power brick does have more wattage, giving the ability of the 16-inch faster charging, but I think it's more of a nice to have. I've never really been in a situation where I needed fast charging. And yeah, you can probably get or find alternatives, smaller charging bricks for either machines, but something to consider as it's an extra cost. And the other reason to go for the 14-inch is budget. It is the cheapest M1 MacBook Pro you can get today, which is less than the £2,000 or dollar mark, unless you get it secondhand, of course. Whereas a 16-inch crosses over that 2K mark, which can be not so healthy towards that bank balance. And from my tests and usage, the two base models are pretty close in performance. And as I mentioned in my 16-inch review, the extra £500 or US dollars that you pay for the 16-inch, you actually don't get that much in terms of performance. It's more towards that bigger screen. So if portability and weight is your number one priority, and you travel and commute often, and you want the power of a MacBook Pro because the MacBook Air doesn't quite cut it, then the 14-inch is probably the way to go. Now for those that want portability factor and also want a larger screen, you can always pair it with an external monitor for those fixed locations. For instance, if you're at home with a desk setup or go to an office that has monitors you can connect it up to, then the 14-inch has the best of both worlds. Now over to the 16-inch. The main reason I think to go for the 16-inch over the 14-inch is the bigger screen, especially if you predominantly work on your laptop and your line of work needs more screen space. So for example, you could be a designer, programmer, digital artist, video editor, whatever it may be, and you tend to have multiple windows open side by side, or it's that single application where more space makes it easier and more efficient for you to get your work done, then the 16-inch is going to be more beneficial. And the other reason could be down to space, as in the physical space of your home or room. You may be in a situation where you want a large screen, but you may not have that luxury of space. May it be a dedicated room or office space or desk and monitor setup, then the 16-inch is going to be a great machine. You get the benefits of a large monitor in a very powerful and performant laptop. And then the 16-inch becomes somewhat of a more minimal setup because it's just a laptop, no need for an external monitor. And if your laptop usually stays at home with you and you enjoy working from various rooms, maybe the living room, dining room, kitchen, then it's just a case of carrying it with you for a very short distance. And for those rare occasions you do need to carry it with you, it's still possible. The other added benefit of the 16-inch is the battery life. You do get a bigger battery, and Apple have quoted you get 21 hours of battery life. I've yet to test it myself, but even if what half of Apple has quoted, in my view, it's not that bad at all. So if you're in a field of work where you predominantly work on a laptop and you need more screen space, or you don't have the luxury of a dedicated space or desk setup with an external monitor, then the 16-inch is a great machine to go for. Now, if you're wondering the 16-inch is too big and you're coming from a 15-inch, I mentioned this in my 16-inch review. If you compare both the 15-inch and 16-inch, the 16-inch is only a little bit bigger when comparing the length and widths. As for the 14-inch, well, interestingly, it's the same size as the 13-inch in terms of length and width. So you get the benefits of the 14-inch screen size in the size of an older 13-inch model. So hopefully that was helpful somewhat in terms of making a decision between the two. Again, either way, I think you'll enjoy both laptops. That's it for another video. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you on the next one.